Welcome back to the Power and the Glory. Today's scripture is taken from the book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 2. Before I read the scripture, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does make a huge difference to the Google algorithm, and thank you to my existing subscribers for your ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. So, that being said, I'll read the scripture now. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burnt, and the flame shall not consume you. So there's some pretty powerful metaphors being used here. First off, the metaphors of waters and rivers. These represent troubles and challenges and tribulations that feel overwhelming to the believers, like drowning or being swept away. And also the imagery of fire. This symbolizes painful and destructive trials such as oppression or hardship. Now, the good news is, of course, is that in the scripture, it's quite clear that there's God's presence with us. The core promise is that God will be present with you in these situations. He does not guarantee an absence of hardship during these trials, but he does assure you you will not face it alone, which is good. Now, let's look at the scripture in detail. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. So this part of the scripture reassures that even if you're confronted with overwhelming circumstances, as I said, the presence of God will prevent you from being completely swamped or destroyed by the challenges or situations you face. The second part of the scripture, when you walk through the fire, you will not be burnt, nor shall the flame scorch you. So the promise here is that the fire will not consume you. And you can probably see the reference here to the fiery trials of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who are protected in the fiery furnace in the book of Daniel. We remember that seen within the fire that didn't harm them was the comforting presence of Jesus, known as the fourth man in the fire. So the reference to walking through fire and not being scorched speaks to the most intense adversities that test our faith, resilience, and very spirit. Fire, in its biblical context, often symbolizes purification and the divine presence. To walk through fire and not be burnt is to emerge from trials, not only intact, but refined and purified by the challenges and bolstered by faith. So here the scripture reassures us that the flame will not consume us, symbolizing God's protection that enables us to face our biggest fears and emerge not just as survivors but victors. Now the core message in this verse is one of assurance that while trials are inevitable, believers are not alone and will be protected and preserved by God's presence. So what are the key learnings we can get from this verse then? First off, our strength to endure challenges does not come from ourselves, it comes from God. Point 2, we won't avoid challenges and we will feel the heat and have some discomfort, but we won't get burnt because God is with us. Point 3, it is an invitation to develop strong faith and belief in God's support and his intervention in all life's challenges. And 4, God will use challenges to refine us and develop our character, but not to consume us. And even